Hey everyone, we're the ECB team and today we're gonna react on Eurovision 2026 entries. Let's get started. So this time will be all about Australia. The country has internally selected Delta Goodrem with the song Eclipse as their choice for Eurovision 2026. Let's see what do we think about that song, starting with you, Naomi, please.
Yeah, I think the artist being Delta, I think for many people was actually a really good choice. So I think in terms of who they've actually chosen, I think Australia have done really well on that just alone. So yeah, well done to Australia just on that. It's probably one of the best selections announcements we've had this year, where instantly just on who it was going well. So well done Australia for that. In terms of the song itself, I think it's a really beautiful ballad. I love the way Delta looks. I love kind of with the piano. I feel like it's styled so well. I feel like it's a beautiful song. Um, the fact that Australia instantly rose to like fourth in the odds straight after, that was pretty cool. Um, it's not really one for me. I'm gonna be honest. I just feel like for me at the moment, it still feels like a generic ballad. Again, just my opinion. But I do feel Australia did make the right decision in terms of selection. One of the best announcements there's been. And I do appreciate how beautiful the song is. But yeah, and I love sort of the melody around Eclipse and everything like that. So don't get me wrong. But it's just something's not really clicking. It'll be interesting to see how it does with the other ballads in the contest. So we'll get to that in terms of how we think it will do a bit later on. But overall for me right now, it's just not a favourite. I'm sorry. But well done Australia on the selection though.
All right, I guess it's my turn. So, first of all, I must say that I'm happy the Delta was finally chosen. I think, I don't know. As far as I'm a Eurovision fan, I think almost every year there is a rumor running somewhere, somehow, the Delta gonna represent Australia, and then it's proven to be wrong. So even that year that it was like on the re on repeat on the rumors, I thought, all right, they probably will select someone else, just another fake rumor, and it's not. So on that, I'm really, really happy. I also think in general that it's time for Australia to change their state of mind because last 2 years, I'm talking about the Milkshake Man and the Electric Field, I didn't find them as good enough selection in the sense that they were risky, but not on the good sense. Like, you know what I mean? Uh, Too edgy or trying too hard. Um, like I felt that Milkshake Woman was too much on the staging, not on the music, and I felt that Electric Fields weren't really with their like real style. They went on something a bit tribal in some sense. Like they highlighted the culture of the lead singer at least of the choir, but I didn't feel it clicked well, and I wasn't surprised to see both of them out of the final, close enough but out. So Delta, yeah, basically, I think Australia realized they just that's my point of view at least, right? They just have a really strong music industry and they have some established artists, so why not choose at least one of them? And secondly, I think Australia, there are some exceptions, like the lovely band from 2023 with Promise Voyager, but they usually mostly for the jury, not for the public, sadly. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that Australia just sits out of Europe, really, really far from Europe, to have to mention. Or maybe, I don't know, something about the choice of songs, but yeah, usually they grab the points from jury. So I think taking this kind of power ballad made maybe click well with the chances, uh, as jury are back into the semifinal, right? So about Eclipse now. So yeah, Delta is a really good singer. She's one of the best vocalists of that year. I think there is no doubt about that. I like the song as it started with the soft piano motifs and then intimates vocals. We get really wide range of her vocals, the low ones, the high ones, some long notes, some vibrato. Um, I think usually and it ends with some modulation. I'm not sure I'm like really, big fan of modulation because sometimes it feels like, yeah, you have to tick V into it. That's it as a recipe. But the ending is really like big Eurovision style crescendo, I would dare to say. Like the harmonies. Also, Delta has that moment in their song that the productions at a specific point is really laid back, and you really hear pure and simple keyboards chords, and you have it here as well. That part I really like that one. So very I don't know, really impressive on the production. But I want to say as well that I'm not sure it's gonna be that widely well accepted with the public. I find it like mostly the field of, let's, I would call it the adult contemporary cinematic pop, if you know what I mean. I mean, Delta is around 40 or 41 years old. She looks amazing, yeah, but I think it's also like the range of ages a bit lower, older for sure, that will feel mostly comfortable with that one. For example, I can't see, sadly, the really young generation of Eurovision voting for that one, at least for now. So that's its weakness. But I think we lack that kind of power ballad in that year, especially from female vocalists. We do have a lot of ballads, but that kind of specific ballad we don't have. And yeah, one thing that we at least can ensure when it's Delta, that the live performance is gonna be epic. I think she's gonna deliver it vocally. Probably she will sit by the piano, I guess. I hope they put some budget on the performance. I mean, on the staging, because it's not always the case with SBS, unfortunately. But yeah, like relating to Australia with its track records, I think it's one of their best choices in the recent years. And personally, yeah, I'm attracted to that kind of songs. I think that me, you could have predicted it when we just spoke casually and you told me, probably you're gonna like the Australian entry. So yeah, in general, I like it. All right, so now it's time to give our predictions. Would like to remind that Australia will compete in the second semifinal in the second half of the show. Let's see where does it put us in the chances wisely as we see it. Naomi, please tell me what is your prediction of Australia qualification chances?
I definitely think it will qualify 100%. I think your point about it standing out compared to the other ballads with it being a female power ballad, definitely, and it's something we definitely love at Eurovision, that female power vocals, definitely always welcome at Eurovision. So definitely feel that that's going to help its positioning. I feel like the fact that it is Delta, she does have a bit of a following. Again, I feel like there is some traction behind Delta. I do also feel the song is actually liked by many, actually, the fan base as well, and beyond potentially as well on that night. So I do see it qualifying, and I actually kind of actually see it doing quite well. So yeah, it might not be my personal favorite, but I do recognize, it is a well liked song so far. So I definitely see it coming through. Yeah, I wonder about the staging as well, about whether she will just actually have the piano on stage, what the piano will look like, whether it'll just be piano instrumentation with something else, maybe with an actual eclipse, whether there'll be a reference to an eclipse. Um, that's kind of the only thing where it's kind of like the music video is amazing, but then what do we do with the staging? That's kind of where my mind's kind of like, what are we going to do? But so far, based on what we do know, absolutely believe it's going to qualify. I think it is overall a great song. And I feel it's one that definitely the jury's going to love. I do feel that a lot of the fan base, as I said earlier, is going to be behind it as well. So I definitely see it having a good, strong qualification. Maybe middle of the road. I don't know if it's really the top kind of qualification. I don't know, but I do see it qualifying quite well.
All right. Yeah, so short to the point, I think it's almost certainly qualifying at the moment. Basically a power ballad. We don't have many of those, even though we have many ballads. I think Delta is a strong vocalist. It's also like I want to say a kind of song that really well appreciated by the jury. So my prediction is gonna be top three with the jury in that semifinal. Doesn't mean she's gonna win the semifinal. Doesn't mean she's gonna be that high in the final in case she qualifies. But yeah, I think that jury gonna put her really high in that semi. Public will probably put her, yeah, somewhere in the middle of top 10, I guess, once again. So overall, yeah, I think I can see it top five of the semi, and that's why it's gonna qualify, as I think. My only fear, it's a small one, but I would just throw it out, is two things actually. First of all, running order. If they will put the ballots back to back, then some of them might lose it. Not necessarily Australia, but maybe Australia can cancel another one or vice versa. Secondly, Australia isn't the one of the, let's say, excellent countries, sadly, when it comes to staging only. So I really want them to somehow invest more, I don't know, budget, state of mind, whatever, but if they put her like in a too simple staging, then it might be also a risk of people not remembering it. But yeah, overall, I'm quite confident it's gonna qualify. All right, now it's time to move on and grant our lovely scores. Naomi, please.
Yeah, a really great song overall. As I said, not one of my personal favourites, but I do feel it is a great song and can appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited to see what will kind of happen with this song nonetheless. So yeah, having thought about it, I do feel I want to give the song an actually very nice, considering it's not one of my personal favourites, a very nice 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna grant it 8.5 at the moment. It's not that perfect for me, but it's quite good. I think what lowering my score a bit, to be honest, is the lyrics. I find them too cliche in some points. One night, one kiss, I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's just about the choice to be with a global message, so it's all after all quite understood. But yeah, overall, I like it, like the composition, the orchestral story elements, the piano, Delta as vocalist. So the overall package is really well packed for me, and yeah, I'm into it. All right, so this is what we have thought on the Australian entry for Eurovision 2026. Guys, send some comments below. What do you think about Australia this year? Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel right here below. That's right. In addition, you can find us everywhere basically in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, on esb.com. Don't forget to visit us, leave a message, and see you next time. Bye bye.